Hi guys, Oily here. Finally, we got it fixed. There was kinks and bugs and all sorts of things. So, sorry for the delay. I'm checking over here. Yeah, a whole 11 minutes late. I'm really so sorry. Thank you for sticking by me. So, welcome to Oily's Humble Home channel and to my Essential Oils live chat. And you being patient and sticking around. I'm going to go over to my notes and so I don't forget anything. First things first, understanding with another chat, and so I just wanted to bring it up real fast, not a big whoop. I just want to set things straight. I was kind of accused of trying to push my way into the Homestead Network, so please know that that is not my intention. And so I sent a letter to Brad of Big Family Homestead, just letting him know that, you know, I gracefully bow out. A spot on the network or anywhere else is just not worth any division or strife or trouble or hard feelings. So I just let him know that, you know, I wasn't gonna, you know, worry about it, and you know that was fine. He didn't have to, you know, worry about finding me a spot. So no hard feelings or anything. I just, you know, loving each other is more important than division and stuff. So and also my chat was conflicting with the chat over there on the Homestead Network. That was coming up at that time. I was trying to allow a lot of my new friends to be able to come over and, you know, be able to take part in my chat if they wanted to. And, you know, it turned out that they had an oils chat at the same time. So I completely understand that and hope that they understand I did not intentionally set this chat up for today at that time. Nothing was posted on there until after I had announced that I was doing my oils chat at this night and at this time. With that being said, I don't want to make somebody feel torn about going to either chat or anything. So I will be, after today, moving my chats to Tuesday nights at the same time. So I'd love to see you here. You're more than welcome. With that being said, I want to thank my good friend Mouse so much for coming and helping again. Thank you so much, Mouse.
Happy to do it. I enjoyed it last year when you had these chats. Looked forward to it every week, and I learned an enormous amount. So nothing is greater than your essential oils chat, in my opinion.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, nothing is greater as a partner to help me out than you. You just jumped right in there from day one, and I appreciate it. And I'm so glad to be able to be back. If people don't know Mouse or have not been subbed to her channel, it's Mouse Toes, and she is over in the side chat as well, and she's my moderator. So Mouse Toes is amazing, amazing, amazing lady, and you really need to sub up her channel and go check it out, and you know, give her some likes and thumbs up and comments and all of that good stuff, and share her vids, because she just does an amazing job, and she's hilarious. Like, she's still stuck in all the previous decades. She has to use all the terminology from each of those decades, which I absolutely love about her. So she's not afraid to say things like bomb diggity and and all kinds of stuff, righteous and all kinds of
what
stuff.
what Oiley's trying to say is I'm elderly, which is I'm 59 years old and I have my own
Oh,
language. Plus, I'm from Louisiana, so we have our whole old language. So she's being too nice to say that I'm old.
oh no, you're not old. I just love that you use groovy and digging it, though. That just cracks me up. Oh, you make me smile, Mouse. So, for those that have not visited my chat before, the way Mouse and I do this, she helped me before. I did essential oils chats before. I took them down because I was affiliated with Young Living Essential Oil Company, and the FDA is coming down real hard on these companies and anybody who's affiliated with them if they make any recommendations. Like, say, you ask me what's great for a headache, and I tell you peppermint, then they say I'm trying to prescribe something. So, Mouse decided. So I decided it was best that I better just delete all those old chats because I love the essential oils so much. I don't want to get any essential oils company in trouble and cause myself and other people to not be able to get these wonderful oils. So I deleted all those chats, sadly. So it was called A Drop or Two Will Do. Oils are so powerful and strong, it just takes a drop or two most of the time. So that's what I tell people. You don't go overboard with these. They're very powerful. So anyway, if you don't have a pen and paper, you probably need to take a second to grab one. And the way Mouse and I do this is I focus on what the lesson is, and she focuses on the side chat, although I do have it up over here on my other computer. She focuses on that and lets me know. She jumps in at good points throughout the presentation and lets me know when there are questions. If you do have questions and you're able to see just fine, please post the questions in caps, in all caps. But if you're just making comments on the side, just, you know, between each other, if you'll do that in the lowercase, unless you have problems with your vision, then of course if you need to type in all caps, just do so. Just let Mouse know so that she doesn't wrench you over there. So first I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My channel's name is Oily's Humble Home. I was formerly known as the Oily Prepper on here. That was my former channel name. I recently changed it because of the bad connotations that some people give to the word prepper. I prep for life events and things like that that come up, and you know, I do have a biblical sense about that as well. And you know, the end may come in my time and it may not, but you know, I want to be prepared. So anyway, my name is Tasha. I live in Western Oklahoma. I live in a little old farmhouse. And no, it's not the quaint little one you're picturing in your head right now. It's just an old house that needs a terrible amount of work on it. But it's a roof over my head, and I praise the Lord for it. I've been married to my husband, Joe. He's the fix-it guy. He's always working in the shop. He's very hardworking. Been married to him for 25 years. We have 2 adult children. Our oldest is Joseph. He's 24. He has a daughter named Chelsea, who is 3. And then Shawnee is my second child, and she is just turned 21 in May. Chelsea Bug is what I refer to my granddaughter. She's the best thing that's happened to this family. Besides, of course, all of us receiving Jesus as our Savior, and my son receiving Jesus as his Savior this past summer, that was the icing on the cake for me. That was probably one of the very best days in my entire life. I'm just so grateful for that. I love the Lord first and foremost. Definitely not perfect. I'm a flawed person. I'm not one to try to push my faith on you, but I'm certainly not ashamed to call Jesus my Savior. And I love everyone and reserve any judging for the Lord. So I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just here to love you. That's what my job is. I just want you to know that if any point you need prayer, I will stop in the middle of the oils thing. This is not as important as you and what's going on with you in your spiritual life or your physical well-being or whatever. So if you need prayer, I will stop and pray for you. That is always going to be priority here. Don't ever hesitate to ask for prayer. Don't feel bad for interrupting the chat. And Mouse knows, and from hearing this, let me know right away. I will stop it, and we will just stop right there and pray for whatever your need is. If it's something personal, you're always welcome to email me or message me on YouTube. And I try to check my messages every day, but I don't always get to it. But just message me over there, and we'll figure out a way to get in contact to pray together or whatever. I believe that each person has been placed here for a specific purpose or plan. And I believe that mine was just to love people and to help people. That's always been my heart. Hurt anybody intentionally, and so that's one reason why I'm backing out of the whole thing over there, because I don't want somebody thinking I'm trying to, bully my way into anywhere. So anyway, so here's a little bit of my story, but first let me check with Mouse. Is there any comments or questions over there in the side chat?
I know we're just talking about Tommy's sobriety because Tommy makes jokes, but he does not have a drinking problem. He does not. So we're just being ridiculous. So I apologize. It was Tommy's fault.
I see. Who all's in here? Who's come in?
We got and somebody I'm glad to see we hadn't seen in a long time because you've been gone from these awesome chats is Skywarp 41 and Rain City
Yes, hi,
Homestead.
guys.
Yeah, and Rain City Homestead's a blast.
Thank you so much, Rain. I'm so happy you stopped by.
And of course, Tommy is, I'm a redneck Cockerham, and he is a redneck, but he is our redneck, okay? And my brother, by
That's
the
right.
way.
That's right.
And we got SKS Hugo from back in the day. And
thank you for coming by.
Yeah, and Deep South Homestead's checking in when he can. He's got about 4 things going at one time, but he's making a point to come.
Yes, that was very kind. I was not expecting that, and don't feel obligated, Deep South, but yes, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And a real quick note, the best news ever, King 9 will not return, is in the house of YouTube.
What? What? Hey, King 9. Awesome. That's awesome. All right. So, here we go. I'm going to give you a little bit of my story. Let me get a little bit of a drink first. I was trying to make up for lost time there. Okay. So, when I was younger, I never quite felt just real healthy. But I was still had a bundle of energy, and I'm very active and everything. But in high school, I started noticing a constant dull headache that would intensify at times, but it just never went away. It was a permanent headache, and I would have also pain in my shoulder, and it was always pain on one side and over into my shoulder. Because the pain was mainly on one side, of course, the doctors automatically assume it's migraine. So that's how they treated it. So of the numerous medications I was prescribed, and believe me, there were numerous, a few would knock down the headache a little bit, but none have completely rid me of this headache. Over the years, the headache's normal level, like the consistent level it was at, that intensity just kept getting higher and higher. It kept increasing. I went to doctor after doctor, all kinds of specialists, had lots of different blood work, CTs, MRIs, physical therapy, acupuncture, many chiropractic adjustments, deep tissue massages, shots in my head and neck, including nerve blocks, and even had a breast reduction because the doctors and chiropractors urged me to do so, thinking that that was the cause, but all to no avail. After having my headache for over 15 years, I finally received a diagnosis of occipital neuralgia. They think that an accident I had when I was in high school, where I smacked the back of my head falling out of the back of a pickup bed, I hit it on the concrete, and they think that that is what caused damage to my occipital nerve. The occipital nerve branches up into the head, and it also branches over into the shoulders. So they think that either I damaged that nerve or caused it to be chronically inflamed, which is what's causing this. And it's basically like a constant ice cream headache. It burns and stings in my head all the time. The headache gets to the point, of course, where I can't concentrate, where sometimes light is a real problem, and it can also trigger true migraines. So that's always fun. And also because of the pain, and you tense up when you're in pain, it can cause an additional tension headache on top of that. And it's really the perfect storm of all headaches when I have all three at once. Oh, and to top off, sinus headaches from time to time. So not been real fun on the headache front for me. And so here I am with a permanent headache every single second of every single day. I'm in pain. The intensity varies, but the headache is always there. Well, 3.5 years ago, my sister started using essential oils. She has a lot of health problems as well, and she was just constantly talking about the essential oils, and I was just really getting to the point that I was just annoyed with hearing about essential oils, seeing the posts on Facebook and everything. I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of hearing about these oils. That is just stuff that smells good or frou-frou people use or something. Please don't take it as offense, but I didn't understand all of it yet. I'd see many friends posting about them as well, and I was just like, I'm so sick of this. But then one day I was over visiting my mom, and my sister had given her a starter kit, and my headache started really ramping up to like migraine level really quickly, because when I drive it seems to get worse. So I was getting really sick really fast, and my mom grabbed an oil blend called Panaway from Young Living and said, here, try this. And basically she just started slathering it on the back of my neck and on my shoulder. And I thought, well, I guess if I'm going to try it and the stinky stuff is all over me, I guess I'll give it a good try. And so I put some more on my hands and rubbed it on those tender nerves and over to my shoulders some more. And I kid you not, within 15 minutes, my headache was knocked down to tolerable. Now, nothing's gotten rid of it completely, but it was knocked down to tolerable. I could function, I could see, I could, drive, whatever I needed to do. And I was just so blown away after 2 decades of searching for something to help me, after spending so much money going to doctor after doctor with test after test, and this little bitty essential oil blend knocked my headache down to where I could function. I'm still blown away by it. I really am, because people have no idea. I mean, we went so far into debt with doctor's bills and tests and stuff trying to get to where I could function. So anyways, when that worked, after all else had failed, I was hooked on essential oils. And from that moment on, I have tried to learn as much as I could about essential oils. I'm not saying I'm an expert. Here's my little FDA claimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a naturopath. I'm not an expert at essential oils. I'm not an herbalist. I am just a person who was in pain and found relief with essential oils. So that's my whole motivation, is my heart goes out to people that are in pain or sick all the time, because I've been there and I'm still there, and if possibly I can help somebody, that gives me purpose. So that brings me to the reason why I'm here with you. I want to be able to empower you. I want to give you tools to put in your arsenal of things to use to help with your health and with your family, with your children, with yourself, with your loved ones. So, I want you to be able to have quality of life. These are things that I would do if you ask what might be good for a headache or this or that. The suggestions I give you are things that I would do with my family. I'm not in any way trying to prescribe anything or tell you that that's what you should do. I'm just telling you these are the things. This is what I would do. This is what has worked for us, or what I would try in that situation. I don't want to sell you anything. I'm not going to sign you up with an essential oils company, even if you ask, because I'm unaffiliating with them. So, I mean, I could find you somebody to sign up with, if you chose to do that. Young Living, I know, has a really great thing. It's 24% off for those that become a member, and you don't have to sell or sign anyone up ever. It's just like basically the equivalent of $50 in purchases for an entire year, and you don't even have to purchase those all at once. So it's a really great deal, and I can set you up with somebody, but I'm not going to sign you up. That's not why I'm here. And you know, I'm unaffiliating. So good time to stop for a quick second. Mouse Toes, any more questions or comments?
Well, we have good news. Wee Tree Bonsai has come into the YouTube
Wee
chat room.
Tree?
Yes.
Um,
Every
that
time
is
I read the name Wee Tree, I go,
I love
Wee
it.
Tree Bonsai.
Bonsai,
Yeah.
bonsai.
And LCJ Farms, that's a great channel.
Oh, hey, welcome. I'm so
And
glad y'all came in.
and Doc Kozlowski.
Oh, hey, Doc.
Now,
Welcome.
prepare yourself. Hidden Numisticus is here. He's very hard to see in the chat room, but I found him. That's what I said. Yes,
Yeah,
so he's here.
awesome. Hey, it's great to see you guys. Thanks for coming by. Okay, I already went through basically that why I chose to delete my old chats, why I decided to unaffiliate with the essential oils companies, because I want the freedom to be blatantly honest and not have to worry about getting an essential oils company shut down. So with that being said, I love Young Living, and I don't know a lot about doTERRA, but I do know that those two companies are really truly two of the best essential oils companies out there, and they've been doing it the longest, and they are very particular about the quality of their oils. So whichever way you lean, Young Living, doTERRA, or you're not sure, I encourage you to do your research on whichever one you choose or another one. But I'm if I make a reference, it's on Young Living essential oils just because that's what I use and that's what I know. But doTERRA has equivalents for those, so you can write down what I say or whatever if you have a question, and I answer it in that way. And then you can look up what the equivalent is with doTERRA if that's the company you choose or whatever. So okay, so let's start with the basics. Okay, first of all, what are essential oils? Well, essential oils are volatile oils, meaning that they evaporate easily, kind of like rubbing alcohol. They're extracted from any or all of the plant, including bark, roots, rhizomes, leaves, fruit, wood, seeds, needles. They're not a fatty oil, and not a source of an essential dietary fat. So, you know I saw a video not too long ago on YouTube where somebody was saying that they put that in their bug out bag and would use that and add that to their food to get some essential fatty oils, but it won't. It is not a fatty oil, so it will not provide a dietary fat for you that's necessary. They're obtained from a plant by either steam distillation, which is the most common way, or by cold pressing, such as in the case of citrus oils, where they take the pills and then they cold press them and extract the oils from the pills. They consist of hundreds of different constituents, which are basically natural chemical properties. They are man's first medicine. They are 50 to 70 times more powerful than their herbal counterparts. Okay, so a lot of people ask me, can't I just grow my own herbs and distill my own essential oils? Yes, you can. Just remember that each and every essential oil has a specific time that needs to be, the plant needs to be picked at a certain peak of time, even down to the time of day it's picked. Then it has to be processed at the correct temperature for that plant and for the proper length of time. If you go too little or too late, it's not going to give you much benefit. It's going to be basically a perfume. Some of them not as so smell good perfume either. So, the thing is, you've got to be able to extract every single one of those different constituents or chemical properties that's in that oil or that plant in order for that to be considered a medicinal quality oil. So if you'd have to do a lot of research, but yes, you could do it. It would just be a lot, but you could. Okay, essential oils are basically man's first medicine. I mean, they date back to the biblical times. There are at least 188 references in the Bible. They have been around since 4500 BC. They don't spoil or turn rancid like fatty oils. Although if they're stored improperly, it can degrade their efficacy. How long can they be stored? Well, there have been vials found in tombs that are still beneficial and usable to this very day. So, like if you're a prepper, awesome prep, because you could store up things that are going to be the most benefit, like for pain, like wintergreen, or for sinuses you could do peppermint, allergies, or for calming, or for help with rest, lavender, things like that. I mean, excellent. I mean, I have a lot of essential oils, and there's certain ones that I make sure my backups have backups, because they're that awesome, and I wouldn't want to be without them. If you look at how powerful they are, here's kind of an example. It takes about 70 lemon pills, entire lemon pills, to make one 15-milliliter bottle of lemon essential oil. So that tells you how much of a plant you would need in order to get this concentrated goodness that are in these little bottles. Okay, good stopping point. Any more questions or comments, or anybody else show up? Mouse?
Sorry, I couldn't find my unmute button above your head. Okay. My
mouse. Hate it when that happens.
My mouse was like not cooperating. Yes, we have JM at the Nut House, and
awesome.
You must know who this is. Left ear is here. That's hard to say.
I really don't think I do. I do. It's a very new friend, let me tell you.
Okay. And Hidden Pneumithith wants to know when our first quiz is, Professor Oily. Is there going to be a test?
There is going to be a quiz, but it's to win a prize at the end.
Oh.
I've got oils, a couple of different oils to give away, so you better be paying attention. Hidden Pneumithith.
I think Wee Tree Bonsai is going to take Hidden down. That's what I think.
Probably. All righty. So, here we go. I was just looking back over at the chat to see if I saw anything else. Okay. So, next part. So, now that we know what they are, how do they work? Well, essential oils are the immune system or life force of a plant, literally. So, like, they can actually transfer some of that to us, because they can they're symbiotic with us. So anyway, unlike most pharmaceuticals, they can easily pass through the blood-brain barrier. So, like, if you think about it, if you hear of somebody that has brain cancer, it's not likely that there's going to be a medication that will help, because most pharmaceuticals cannot pass through the blood-brain barrier. So usually they have to have some sort of surgery to get the tumor out or whatever. So that's what's so awesome about essential oils. They pass through that because your body recognizes it, and they're just built just perfect for that reason, I believe, because I believe they're God's gift to us. They're really awesome. They can pass through the cells, through directly into the cell. Excuse me. This is significant because although antibiotics can kill bacteria on the outside of a cell, viruses live on the inside of a cell, and medications cannot pass into the cell to kill those viruses, which is why there really isn't a medication other than maybe something to kind of push the virus more quickly through your body. But essential oils can pass into there and destroy those bugs, those viruses that are inside the cell. So remember these three things, okay? PSM. Think of PMS, but switch the last two, okay? PSM. P is for phenols. Phenols clean the outside of a cell at the cellular receptor sites. Water cellular receptor sites. Well, it's a protein. There's my hic coming out. There's a protein molecule that receives chemical signals from outside of a cell. When these signals bind to a receptor, they cause some form of cellular tissue response, such as a change in the electrical activity of a cell. If the receptors are dirty, then it causes an inability for the cell to receive necessary messages from the body. S is for sesquiterpenes. And this constituent finishes cleaning the outside of the cell, scrubbing it up, getting all the gook off, the bacteria and whatever, and this stuff that's clogged up there, and then goes into the cell and cleans out the junk like viruses, toxins, and faulty information on the inside of the cell. Yes, faulty information like DNA, faulty DNA inside a cell. M is for monoterpenes. They actually rewrite DNA. I said that correctly. They rewrite DNA. Don't ask me how they do it, but they do. It's just God's plan. They are the balancing component of an essential oil. They are responsible for organizing and creating peace by quenching the toxic effects of compounds that could be harmful, turning them into helpers in the healing process. They are in every single oil to some extent. They are responsible for the many healing benefits of the oils. Remember, bacteria resides where? On the outside of a cell, and viruses reside on the inside of a cell, which is why medications do not help kill viruses. They have a hard time passing through that cell wall into the cell. Okay, so essential oils dropped under the tongue enter the bloodstream in 10 minutes. Inhaled, they reach the pineal gland, which controls emotions, brain, and bloodstream within 10 seconds. And applied topically, they will penetrate every cell in the body within 26 minutes. Every single cell in the body within 26 minutes is just amazing to me. Okay, any questions so far, Mouse?
Sorry, I was typing. No, but Mom's Layer's here.
Moms! Yeah. Moms is here. Okay. Next. Okay, remember anything that you put on your skin, absorbs into your bloodstream in 20 minutes. So if you think that the toxins in your lotion, shampoo, or hand soap are not a big deal because you're not ingesting them, you'd be sadly mistaken. The bottoms of the feet contain the largest pores of the body, and this is one of the most effective places to put essential oils. I've actually put a link in the description box, so after this chat posts, you'll be able to go in there and click a link to one of those charts for the feet so that you can print it off if you want. If it doesn't work, let me know, and I'll figure out another way to get it to you. But yes, that is very effective. Like, different parts of the feet correlate with different parts of the body. And so, like, if you've got a headache, you know, and maybe you're sensitive to smells because of your headache. Like my daughter, if she has a migraine, even though they're essential oils, she can't handle any smells. So, you know, I might have her plug her nose and I might put it on her big toe because the big toe correlates with the head. And, you know, within 20 minutes or so, she's feeling a lot better usually. So I can just stick some socks on her feet so that it won't bother her too much. So
I have a question.
Yes.
Wee Tree Bonsai wants to know bonsai.
Yeah.
How many years you've been working with essential oils? Oily?
Just a few. Just a little over 3 years.
Okay.
This March would have been 3 years.
And hidden numidic, we know that P is for phenols, right? What was the M for?
Now you've got me confused.
It was, but mono, we can roll with mono.
It's monoterpenes. I was right. Okay. My brain. Yes, monoterpenes.
Thank you.
MONOTERPINES.
Got you. Thank you very much.
All right. And the S is sesquiterpenes. SESQUITERPENES. Terpines.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, so again, the feet, one of the most effective places to put essential oils. There are over 100,000 people who die from properly used pharmaceutical medications in this country each year. Over 100,000. Yet not a single known death attributed to a therapeutic grade. Now, it has to be therapeutic grade, a therapeutic grade essential oil that is used properly. Not a single death that we know of. If you find one, let me know, but still, it would have been a rare thing because I never have heard of it so far. So, therapeutic grade essential oils are unadulterated oils, meaning there are no toxins or chemicals, nothing added to it. The impurities are out of it. They're medicinal quality. There's a difference between medicinal quality and not. Doesn't matter where I get my oils from, you better believe it. Most of the oils that you get, like at a pharmacy or a corner drugstore, an herbal shop, or whatever, grocery store shelf or whatever, they are not therapeutic grade. They are considered perfume grade. Most of them have less than have right about 5% of essential oils in them. I'm not saying all of them, but the actual essential oil. So our lovely FDA, you gotta love them, says that a company can label their oils 100% essential oil, even if it only contains 5% of that oil. 5% or more, they can label it 100%. So what are you getting with the other 95% or so that's in the bottle? Well, it may be as harmless as a fatty oil like olive oil, fractionated coconut oil, almond oil, etc. But it could also be as bad as chemicals, perfumes, and alcohol, things like that. Plus, you don't know where those plants have been grown. If they were grown in the ground with pesticides and chemicals used on them, those plants absorb that, and that ends up in your oil, which ends up in your body. Go ahead, Mouse.
Okay, We Tree Bonsai wants to
Yes.
know has there been any contact allergic reactions from using essential oils?
I don't doubt that there probably has. It's not very likely, but there are people allergic to the sun. There are people allergic to water. Basic things like that. So yes, I'm sure it has happened. A lot of times, what people assume is a contact allergic reaction is in fact sometimes when people get their essential oils and they haven't been using them, either they're using one of those cheapo oils that has stuff in it that they're having the reaction to, or it can be that the essential oils break down the toxins in the body and push those toxins out, and one of the main places it does is through the skin. So a lot of times if people kind of go overboard on the oils at first, instead of easing their way in, it's breaking down all those toxins at once and pushing them out and causing rashes. But yes, I mean, it's entirely possible. But through the steam distillation, now not with the cold press, but with the steam distillation, typically the proteins that people have an allergic reaction to are left out of that through the distillation process. Those proteins are not contained in the essential oil. So while it is possible, it is not super likely. I know that whenever I first encountered lavender essential oil, I really thought I was having not a heart attack, an asthma attack or something, because it just like took my breath away. And I had such chemical sensitivity for so long because I was so toxic that it didn't take much as far as smells go to make me really sick. So I had a really bad, first experience with lavender, but whenever I read about how it was not likely an allergic reaction, I decided to try to ease my way into using it. And so I started putting it on my feet, a drop on the bottom of each of my feet at night, and then rubbing it in good, and then putting socks on. And I did that for about a week, and now I have no issues with lavender. still don't find the fragrance just that wonderful. It smells like weeds to me, but it doesn't cause any breathing issues or anything. So I think that it was just that I was just really toxic. So I hope that answers your question. Any other questions, Mouse?
No, but a really interesting comment. JM at the Nut House, who I think is left ear because right ear is in another chat,
Oh,
had a family member who, as a massage therapist, found out they're allergic to eucalyptus and lavender. Can you imagine? And she was 3 weeks in the hospital with liver problems and a few other things.
And so she was allergic to the essential oil?
Or just lavender and eucalyptus, like even a eucalyptus tree, the oils on it would do it. But as a massage therapist, you can imagine how often those are used for breathing and for.
Yeah. Well, my sister, I think you've heard this story, Mouse, but my sister Twyla is allergic to eucalyptus. But it's really interesting because she can use the essential oils. So again, it is entirely possible to be highly allergic to a plant and not be allergic to the oil counterpart. But now the citrus oils are different because they're cold pressed. And so if you're allergic to citrus, you will likely be allergic to the oil counterpart. So because it's cold pressed, not distilled. So that's a interesting tidbit for you.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
Nope, it's all good in our hood.
All right, let me get another drink. All right. So in addition, there are companies that label their oils as a certain plant, but in reality, it isn't the plant you intended to get. So, for instance, lavender is a very popular essential oil, but did you know that most of the lavender essential oil that is sold is actually not true lavender? It is a plant called lavandin. Lavandula intermedia is the whatever name for it, which is a hybrid of true lavender, which is Lavandula augustifolia, and a spike lavender, Lavandula latifolia. While the lavandin is beneficial in many ways, you will certainly not want to put it on a burn or something of that nature, as it will intensify the burn and the pain and could even cause harm to the burn or wound. So, you want to make sure you're getting Lavandula augustifolia if you're doing something for like a burn, something to soothe the skin or a burn or a wound. I would never use an essential oil even for aromatherapy unless it is therapeutic grade, because remember, any oil that is inhaled, it will hit the bloodstream within seconds. So you're still breathing in those toxins and it's still hitting the bloodstream. So I won't even use it for aromatherapy unless it's a therapeutic grade oil. But why it's so important to use a reputable company. So do your research. And this is the last of the lesson tonight. And then I'll open up to more questions and we'll chat for a bit. But to store your oils, just put it in a dark location and away from excessive heat. If for some reason you accidentally leave it in your vehicle or near a hot stove or something, just do not open that bottle. Just leave it closed, move it to a cool place, let it cool naturally for several hours before you open the bottle, because remember, those are volatile oils and they can turn gaseous. So if you open the lid, you're letting out some of those constituents. So just leave the lid on, let it cool, and then after a while, that'll redistribute in the liquid and then you'll be good. There are single oils, so they're essential oils that just have one oil in it, like lavender or lemon or whatever, or blends that have a mixture of at least 2 or more essential oils in it. How do I use them? Okay, essential oils can be used either by inhaling them straight from the bottle, or your hands. So like you can just breathe it from the bottle, or you can put a drop on your hand, rub your hands together, and cup over your nose and just breathe in deeply several times. So you can do it that way. Or another way to inhale them is by putting them in a diffuser, which is essential oil diffuser, and make sure it's of good quality, high quality plastic, not the cheap flimsy stuff, as essential oils break plastics down. They can also be used topically, so like by rubbing on the skin, feet, etc. They can be applied neat, which means that you don't dilute them with a fatty oil, or can be applied diluted, which means you're using a carrier oil, basically a fatty oil like olive oil, coconut oil, almond oil, and so on. The feet, I said, is earlier, is a great place to put the oils. You can rub them over trigger points and Vitaflex points, reflexology points, whatever way you want to put it. For instance, if you have an issue with anxiety or a head cold, you can put the oils of your choice on the big toes. That's the reflexology point for the head, like I said. And if you don't know where those points are, you can just Google reflexology point charts and you will be able to find a ton of them. It's really easy. You can also put those oils over a direct area of concern. Say you have pain in your shoulder or your back, you can take those oils, and whether you apply neat or diluted, it's going to depend on the oil. Some oils are considered hot oils. They can kind of have a burning sensation, you know, like jalapeno oil has a burning sensation if it gets on the body. It's not that it's bad for you or it's causing a major issue. It's just that it's a hot oil. So you can dilute it with a fatty oil and rub it over the area of concern. Just remember, a drop or two will do. That's why I name my chat this. It doesn't take 10 drops of wintergreen diluted to go over an area. It really just takes a few drops. They are just very, very concentrated. So it doesn't take half a bottle of an oil in your bath to get the job done. And some oils, like I said, are hot oils, and you don't really want to even put them in your bath. So yeah, one of the ladies I know of, she did that with peppermint oil. She didn't realize you were supposed to add something like baking soda or Epsom salt into the bath, and then drip a couple of drops of the oil, and then stir it up with your foot or your hand before you get in. She just dropped it in there, and of course the oil floated on the surface, and she sat down in there, and what was not a pleasant experience. Let's just say that. If that ever happens, you know, immediately get out, rinse off, take some coconut oil or olive oil and rub over the areas where you got a little too much heat. We'll just put it that way. You can put them on parts of your body, like I said, but just don't put them in your eyes or your ears. The eyes, it will burn like crazy. I don't care what oil it is. If you accidentally get an oil in your eyes, get some of that fatty oil like olive oil or coconut oil and drip a drop or two in the affected eye, and in a couple of minutes the burning should stop, or within seconds really. The ears, the reason why you don't want to put it in there is, yes, they can be very sensitive to a lot of the oils, but also those little hairs that are inside the ear that transmit sound. Those hairs can be damaged by essential oils. So you don't want to put it in it. If you ever have like an ear infection or something, you're going to treat around the outside of the ear, not inside the ear. If you ever get the oils, like I said, in your eyes, don't try to flush out with water. It'll intensify it also. So use a carrier oil. Use a fatty oil.
Oily?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hidden humidity is killing me. Yeah. I've cried already. First, he'd like to report that some of the students are talking in class. So I wanted to report that to you.
Naughty.
He just typed in quotes, "Take some coconut oil and call me in the morning," says Professor Oily.
There you go.
And the addicted prepper has joined us. Mojo Bo is here.
Hey!
Yes.
Oh my God, it's been a while.
And Carolina Chris Outdoors.
Hey, Chris. Good to see you.
And Groovy Outside. Somebody talks my language.
Groovy, man. Groovy. Great to see you, Groovy.
And this is kind of a surprise, but not a surprise because it's Mom's Elaire. She had an experience with peppermint oil in the bathtub and would like to, just as you were saying, not recommend it to others.
Okay. Yeah. That's not a pleasant experience, is it, moms? No. I've gotten to where I didn't stir well enough and got some like on my inner thigh, and oh yeah, that hurts. It hurts. It do. And I'm just about done. Just last way you can use this essential oils. Many essential oils, not all of them. Many you can use internally. You can either just put a drop or two under the tongue. Like if I'm hurting, I'll put peppermint, wintergreen, or copaiba under my tongue and do it that way just to get it over with. Try to get it kicking in as quickly as possible. Or you can put it like lemon essential oil you can put in your beverages, or other essential oils you can put in your beverages. Just I wouldn't recommend doing that with a hot oil. The only way I would probably take a hot oil internally, like oregano is super hot, is I accidentally did grab the oregano one time, by the way, that was not pleasant, is by putting it in a capsule, and you can order those capsules on Amazon or get them at your health food store. I try to find the ones that are the slow dissolve because they get further in the GI tract before they release the essential oils, so it's not, as tough on your tummy, because sometimes some of the oils are pretty strong and they can be a little tough on your tummy. But if I'm taking a hot oil, I put however many drops of the hot oil in the capsule, and then I fill the rest of the capsule with a fatty oil, and that tends to help some. So I guess that's the end of this intro. I hope you learned a thing or two, and I am going to, what question I want to ask as far as somebody winning some oils here. Okay, first question. And the first one that gets it typed into the chat gets ginger. It's a 5 milliliter ginger, and it doesn't seem like much, but it only takes a drop or two, remember? Okay, so where do viruses live?
LCJ Farms did not get it, but he did say don't use ghost pepper oil in the tub.
No kidding, LCJ. Wowza! Talk about a sensation.
Left ear, who's JM at the Nut House, said inside the cell. King 9 said in the body, second.
Okay, JM, inside the cell.
Woohoo, JM.
JM wins the ginger. Yeah. Awesome. JM, private message me your address, and I will get that out to you first at the end of this week, probably, because I think we're leaving Saturday, so to go take my daughter some of her stuff. So I will either mail it off then or have my husband send it off before then. So let's see here. I've got a lovely 5 milliliter bottle of lemon. Isn't it gorgeous? Yes. All right. So we got to find another one here. So if you inhale essential oils, they reach the pineal gland, which controls emotions in the brain, within what? How long? Hidden numismatist said that no fair he copied off of his paper.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, okay. Hey, JM. I know who you are. Hi, Jen.
Mojo Bo got it. Seconds.
How many seconds?
Oh, 5 seconds. King Coin got next.
Nope.
Hugo said 1 second.
Nope.
I know. Nanosecond. Rain said 26 minutes. Mom said.
No.
Mom's at seconds, hon. Try again.
That's topical. Keep guessing. How many seconds? Keep going. Nope, not 7. Nope,
29 seconds. 3.
Nope, not 3. Nope, nope, not 2. Nope, not 4. Mom just keeps going 29 minutes. No, not 4, not 8. Keep going. Getting closer.
30.
Okay, Ava went too far. Hidden went too far. Not 30. 15's getting closer. No, not 26.
Mom,
What'd you do with 26?
Mom, get out of the 20s.
Not 6. Not 7.
Not 33.
Mojo got it. It's 10 seconds.
Look, now, not only that, Mojo elaborates. It's like 10 seconds for Dabs to hit the dome. He is a deep, deep brother.
That's right. That's right. So, Mojo, are you at the same address I have for you? Because if you are, I have your address. Congratulations, guys. Make sure to message me your addresses just in case I lost my little book. Just go ahead and message me, and that way I know.
And Oily, may I make a subliminal message to you? And that would be to write down JM at the Nut House gets the ginger and Mojo gets the lemon.
Mojo Lemon. Okay, thank you for reminding me of that.
Because we've forgotten that in the past, and then we're like, okay, who gets what? Because I'm old and you didn't remember. Peachy!
And I have really, really blundered. Peachy!
Yes.
Peachy's up there. Hi, Peachy.
And Homesteading with Dutch is here.
Oh, hi, Dutch. Great to have you here. Oh my goodness, yep, it's 9:07.
But you started late, remember? Because we had technical.
I actually did early, 4 minutes early considering.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Right? I give myself a pat on the back.
You did excellent. We got Googled is all, so.
It really was crazy. Mouse Toes gets into Google chat, but then I can't hear her. And so then I'm trying to go into my computer onto Google or onto my YouTube page so that I can change some settings and see if that'll get me to where I can hear her, and then my computer totally freezes up. I couldn't do anything. I had to Control Alt Delete restart the sucker. So it took forever, and then it was so slow.
But because I'm very good with sign language that I make up, she could understand me through the camera. And JM at the Nut House is a girl. I kept referring to him as a man. So left ear is a girl and maybe right ear is a boy. This is a little complicated, but I'll work that out.
All righty.
Yep. Yep. So, and they said they had a good time. JM says, thanks all. This was educational and hilarious due to our immaturity, I think.
Well, we are a couple of immature, goofy gals, but we have fun, and that's the most important thing. And I think you probably did have a little fun and learned a little something, right?
Yes.
I know I'm right.
and I think that's what's fun about essential oils is it's a lot of information, but you can still have a good time with it because it's serious, but we can still have fun. And as long as we have hidden Numitithith in the chat room to call us out on chatting in class, I think we can rock this every Tuesday.
Well, you know what? This teacher allows some horseplay class, okay?
Excellent.
Hey, gotta have some fun. Life's too short to be sitting on your hands and keeping your mouth shut all the time.
And God put us here to be happy and prosper. I mean, it's right there in the Bible. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yep. That is absolutely right. So, there.
And Gear is here. Gear Gryden.
Gear. Hi. I saw my clown nose up here somewhere. See?
Excellent. Look, Gear, she's your girl forever.
I am, and I even got the red hair. It's just not all curly today.
Your hair is gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Well, I had so much fun. Those that weren't able to come to the live chat, I completely understand. I didn't expect people to come over from the other chat, but thank you for checking out the video afterwards. Those who haven't subbed, help me out, get me some subs. I am getting close to 10,000 views on my channel, which may not seem like a lot to a lot of people, but I will have to do a giveaway when I get to 10,000 views. We will have to do something. And then when I get to 1,000 subs, we are going to do something phenomenal. Let me tell you, I'm going to like maybe give it a whole starter kit essential oils thing away, or at least the whole complete oils part of it. So come on, people, get me subbed up, like, share, comment, and of course, anytime you need prayer, remember, you can message me, you can stop me in the middle of chat, and we'll get her done. By the way, that reminds me, oh, what is her name? Somebody who was on the other chat, remind me. I can't think of her name. My brain is not functioning, but she had a bad accident and broke her neck. She's one of our fellow YouTubers, and so yeah, we need to be lifting her up. Why can't I think of her name?
Oh, that's
I've got her.
terrible.
Starry. Yes, Starry. She's able to walk. Oh, praise God. That's awesome.
Yes, that is all God.
Oh, praise God.
And Oily Hidden Numitit wants to know are there oils for depression and headaches? Because they're two different animals, aren't they?
They are generally, unless like all right, Peach, I will be praying for you too. Yeah, Starry Hilder is her name. But yes, Hidden Numitit. There are depression. There are so many different ones that I really probably, if you'll PM me, I'll get with you on that, because by the way, this book here is one of my life sources as far as resources for essential oils. I don't know if you can see it, because I'm not. Let me get over to where I can actually see myself when I'm on here. There we go. Okay, this book is the Essential Oils Pocket Reference. This is the 6th edition, and they have a newer one, the 7th edition, I believe. But it does have the newer oils like through Young Living. But I actually prefer the 5th edition or before, because the FDA kind of came down hard on them, and so they weren't able to be as specific about certain things. But this is an awesome book, because you can look in the front under the specific oil, or you can look in the back under a specific issue, like health issue, like for sore feet right here, or corns and calluses, or yeast, or things like that. So that is what's so awesome about this book. Mouse Toes has one.
Yes.
And it does. It makes a huge difference. So anytime I put a link. Hopefully it will work, to the YouTube, and it will be for the 6th edition. But if you can find a 5th edition on a used book website like thriftbooks.com or something like that, I actually prefer it more, even though it doesn't have the newer blends of oils that Young Living has come out with. But I'm going to just go right here to depression. If depression is from like stress, things like that is a similar thing to like headaches, because if you've got depression and you're stressed, it may be causing you to have stress headaches and migraines and things. But so it really is kind of what kind of headache it is on that front. As far as migraines go, the Young Living has an essential oils blend called M-Grain, and it works pretty well. But to tell you the truth, I usually use wintergreen. It is an inexpensive oil. It's under $20, or right at $20, and I mean, this is a 15 milliliter. It's going to last for a very long time, because it only takes a couple of drops, 2 to 3 drops per application. And what I do is I take that, or peppermint. Peppermint's also really good, and you can dilute it a little bit, because they're both hot oils, and you can rub on your temples. Just make sure it's not real close to the eyes, because it'll kind of, that vapor will get to the eyes and kind of cause them to tear up. But you can rub right here, You can rub on the back of the neck. There's on the very back of the head, there is a triad of muscles right there, 3 little muscles, and often that seems to be a lot of my trouble. But you can take those oils and just massage it in there, massage it on the neck. You can do it up in the scalp line. Like sometimes people will see me and I look like I got greasy hair, but it's because I've put diluted essential oils in my hair. All of those are great ways to help with migraine. And I also a great thing to do is to take one of these oils. I'm not even gonna look. Is to take like wintergreen or peppermint and put it on your thumb, a drop on your thumb. Mouse is snorting, but you put a drop on your thumb and you rub it, massage it on the roof of your mouth, because there's nerves in the roof of your mouth that travel up and in to the pain centers. So you can use the oils on the roof of your mouth and get those big nerves that may be causing the problem too. And let's look up for depression. I want to look up for depression in this book to give you guys an idea of what this book is like. And it has that chart in it as well for the feet, which I love. That gives the reflexology points of application, and it gives one for the spine as well, and for the hands and wrists as well. But let's go and look at depression. There are so many. The problem is there are so many essential oils that can help. Like there can be 30 oils that might help with headache, but what helps me with my headache may not help you with your headache. But what I always recommend is starting with the least expensive oil that might help with that condition and work your way up. And especially if you have several conditions, you can then kind of make a list and see if there are any oils that overlap between the two, so that maybe you can save some money. Because here I was using that Panaway that my mom had put on my neck, and it's pretty expensive, that Panaway blend. I was putting it on my head and my neck and over on my scalp on those sensitive areas, and they were out of stock this one month, and I was kind of in a panic and saw the oil blend Deep Relief, which costs like over half the price, less than half the price, and it does a better job than the Panaway. So now I learned my lesson the hard way that way, and so I always just start with the least expensive oil I can. So let me get to the depression. And there are things like that can lift up your spirits, like joy, or if you're needing something that's calming, peace and calming, or stress away. Those are all really great. Okay, depression. Okay, so some of the things it recommends are lavender, Roman chamomile, Melissa, but Melissa is a very expensive oil. I would start with lavender. It's the first one. If you can see, it's really not easy to see, but it's the first one recommended, and the first one recommended is the best one. It's typically the one that helps the most people. So I always start with the first one, and it's inexpensive. It's in the $20 range. So lavender, Roman chamomile, Melissa, jasmine, sacred frankincense, which is also very expensive, frankincense, peppermint. So like you could do lavender and peppermint together. Peppermint makes any essential oil you're using more effective, whether it's internally or using it topically, or like even in your diffuser. If I'm diffusing an oil, I'll typically put a drop or two of peppermint. So it just has a very unique constituent about it that makes other oils more effective. There's blends like Valor, Hope, Joy, Common Sense. So there are several different ones, but if it were me, I would start with lavender and probably peppermint, because peppermint can help make it more effective. So
the class is a little out of control, oily, and so I'd like to report that Gear Crichton says that beef jerky and raspberry tea really lift his spirits when he's feeling down. Okay.
Do you inhale it? Both literally, figuratively, and literally. and your mouth. Let's put it that way.
And on a serious note, if I can do it, because I'm actually weeping because hidden pneumaticus is killing me. Annette R., Ava Kinsey, and our Stan Ulch
Oh,
is
hi,
here.
guys. Welcome. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, welcome. We're kind of starting to wrap it up, but there's a few questions, and we just like to take a minute to be silly.
It's who we are.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, to the core. To the core. We can't help ourselves. You know, this is where the Southern girls say, bless her heart. Because we can't help it. It just is what it is.
I say bless their pointed head, and you started this chat out giving me the giggles because only a Southern girl or a country girl could say, I injured a nerve in my neck falling out the back of a pickup truck. This is not something a New Yorker says, right? It's just not so you sent me over the edge when this started, and then hidden pneumaticus and we tree bonsai were going off, and I had to get up and get a paper towel to wipe my face. Okay, but fell out the back of a pickup truck is not something all girls can say. I'm just saying.
No, you're right. You're right. And boy, I smacked my noggin hard when I did. Right on that there concrete.
It's hard.
Oh my goodness. Need to go take a swim in cement pond.
Yes. Cool off. And now hidden pneumaticus is claiming his innocence. I didn't do nothing, man. Nothing. He's so bad.
Goodness. Okay, who's leaving? I want to say bye.
Okay.
Somebody's leaving. I
It's
don't know if
hard
it's
to read.
or yet. Which one's leaving? I want to tell whoever it is bye. Well,
It's
bye.
hard to read through the tears. And Gear was so nice. Gear let hidden pneumaticus sit by him because he said I was harassing and pinching him and things. So he had to move, but Gear gave him a safe harbor. That's why we love Gear.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put Mouse in the corner or slap her hand with the ruler here in a minute. She don't straighten.
If you are not dropping this course, hidden pneumaticus, you signed up and you're in here till we're done. Okay,
Yeah,
and that's going to be a couple years.
Or I'm sending you to the principal's office, man.
The dean is coming for you, Hidden. You're stuck with us because we love you.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming by. Take care, and if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below. Send me a message, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Love y'all. God bless. Thanks so much. Bye.